Do you rock? Most people enjoy a good story. Imagine a story where you rock. I challenge you to make a difference in the world and then share your story to inspire, bring hope and encouragement to others. Together, let us create a better, more peaceful world. Let's not just imagine world peace, let's work for it. Are you doing something rocking in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada, or the world? I'd love to have you on my show to share your rockin' stories. We are here with Rick Murza and the Golden Jewels. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me here.
So what is the Golden Jewels?
Well, you know, before I even start, it's kind of interesting. A few years back, a lady came to me, probably 80, 85 years old, and she said to me, you guys rock. So I am so glad to be on your show.
Yes.
The Golden Jewels, in a nutshell, are a group of senior citizens who started in 2009. We were doing bingos at Extendicare in the afternoons, Wednesday afternoons, and Alice Cush was supposed to do a liturgy there one day. And she had this idea that instead of reading the gospel according to St. Luke about the birth of Christ, she would act it out. Just happened I wasn't there that particular Wednesday, so I was never part of the first pageant in 2009. So a couple days later, on December 23rd, 2009, Alice and some of the helpers grabbed some house coats, tea towels, put there on their heads, and about a half a dozen of them, along with the accompaniment of Alice's daughter, Brenda, and son-in-law, Tom, who did the music, they put on the first Christmas pageant at Extendicare.
Well, what a beautiful idea. So now you've been going how many years?
This is now going on to 9th year, and we have visited between 25 and 30 different facilities in the city. And this year we will have put in about 50 performances.
Well, isn't that wonderful? And what a wonderful contribution to Saskatoon. And that's why you rock and why I wanted you to have your group on the show. So tell us how it came up with the name. What a beautiful name.
Well, we were always thinking that maybe we should call ourselves something. And again, Alice had a lot to do with it. And I'm not sure how they came up with a name, but I discovered it later. It was Golden Jewels. And the whole idea was that we are in our golden age.
Okay.
We are basically, with the exception of Tom and Brenda, the musicians, we're all retired. Tom and Brenda still have a business to run, so they put in their time as they can. But golden because of our age, and jewels because we have a precious message to share, the Christian message. We are all Christian. It all started as a St. Philip's group, but now it's an interdenominational but Christian, and so we portray the birth of Christ.
Okay, so tell us how it works.
Well, we have about 20 to 25 cast members. And due to a lot of hard work by Alice and by Brenda, her daughter, and Tom, we costume ourselves, and through narration, through Christmas carols, and through song, we act out the gospel according to St. Luke. So we start off by Tom and Brenda singing, "Let's Put Christ Back into Christmas." And after that, it's a song that brings on Mary and Joseph. And incidentally, when we visit places, everybody thinks that's me announcing and Tom and Brenda singing, and that's it. And all of a sudden, when Joseph and Mary come in costume, ready to sit at the creche, everybody looks, wow, these are pretty neat costumes. And so then each Christmas carol introduces a different group. So we have the angels coming in, and then the shepherds, and then the magi. And when it's all over, we have the whole cast in costume, and we finish off singing Silent Night together.
Well, sounds like a beautiful performance. And so have you got your performances booked for this year, or how can people get a hold of you to book a performance?
We have some performances booked. Alice is in charge of that. And you know, I can't remember a phone number, but maybe you can pass that on later.
We'll put it on.
Sure.
Sure.
So we book it through Alice because we don't want 2 or 3 people, and having some confusion. So Alice does all our booking. Alice is really the manager, the costume maker, the organizer. She's just such a special person. Without her, and Brenda, her daughter, and Tom, the son-in-law, I'm not sure we'd be very successful.
Well, and you brought some beautiful pictures in.
I
so,
do, yeah.
Let's share these pictures. What's this a picture?
Well, that's myself and Brenda and Tom. Brenda plays the keyboard and Tom the guitar, and they do majority of the singing, though we do have an interactive part of our program, because the second part of our program, some of us dress up as reindeer and some as Santa Clauses, and we try to engage those who are present in Christmas carols and traditional Christmas songs.
So are you looking for new members, or you have enough?
Well, that's an interesting question, because the membership has been basically through word of mouth and Alice's intervention, inquiring. We've never been short of members. People want to join. Now, we have a pretty good turnover because of the age of the people. The picture there is Joseph and Mary is Hazel Neglowich. She is one of the original members. So she's been our Mary for, this will be the 9th year. Yeah, so that's been going on for 9 years.
So are you looking to, if people want to help, they could come and help in a different, maybe not in the aspect of acting, but maybe there's some other part of it that you join in.
Between Tom and Brenda and Alice, they kind of take care of the costumes and the props and the music and the sound system and the lighting and so on. So I'm not sure that we're in need of people there, but occasionally we do need somebody to be a magi or to be a shepherd or to be an angel, because we do have a turnover, as I said, because of age and sometimes health problems and so on.
So they can contact Alice, and we'll put the number up there. So this is another beautiful picture of the angels.
That's one of my favorites, and I'm kind of selfish in that one, because there are big angels and there are little angels. And about 3 years ago, again, Alice thought it was a good idea, and I surely agreed with her. 4 of those little angels, they're my granddaughters.
Oh, well, how
all of them
special
my granddaughters.
Oh, wow,
it was a very special, very special
That's for sure. I love
performance.
angels too. I'm hoping to write an angel book down the road. And there's another beautiful picture.
And those are shepherds, and they have their own little sheep that they carry. They come in from all over the place searching for Christ Jesus. And finally, when they find him, they pay homage and leave the little sheep down there and become part of the cast.
It's a beautiful story and well told, and your costumes are magnificent. So who did you say Tom was in charge of costumes?
No, it's Alice. Tom is the music man, but Alice and Brenda, I'm sure, helped a lot. So we went from very simple costumes, as I said, a house coat and some towels on their heads, to what you see are almost professional-like elaborate costumes, especially the 3 wise men. And incidentally, we have occasionally a wise woman to make sure that the wise men don't get lost.
Exactly, that's right. That is so cute. Okay, so here's another beautiful picture here.
And that is our whole cast. Yeah, that was taken maybe 3-4 years ago at St. Joseph's Senior Home. And when we finish the performance, the whole cast is together. We finish off by singing Silent Night and then some other songs before we introduce the cast to those who are present.
So how many performances do you do a year? Like you probably do during the Christmas season.
Yeah, we usually run the performances during December. Occasionally when we go to St. Joseph's Senior Home, it's a Ukrainian-run home by sisters, and they have it after Christmas because they adhere to the Julian calendar, Christmas. But we usually do between, I'd say, 5 and 10 performances every year. So this year we will cross the 50 performances of our cast.
Well, that is so wonderful, and what a blessing for Saskatoon. And I know that even more a blessing, you said sometimes you get honorariums, and explain about this picture.
Well, we do this for free, but we do not object to any honoraria that somebody may wish us to offer. In the first 2-3 years, some of the money went for the costumes and the props and whatever we needed. But in the last few years, the money that we obtain, we have handed it over to Brenda, who, along, I'm sure, with her daughters and her husband, and Alice probably helps a lot, they put together shoeboxes for children all over the world. And the picture that you're holding has Brenda at the bottom picture there with about 200 shoeboxes that she personally prepares. And she sends them off, and they're handed out to children throughout the world.
Well, wonderful. And I'm sure she puts all kinds of goodies in there.
She does. It's anything from treats to pencils to erasers to some personal care items and so on. Yeah.
So you have more than, not only are you giving a beautiful message, but you're helping around the world too, and that is so important.
It's through Brenda, basically. We're kind of in a periphery of that, but we're glad that we can help.
Well, I always think it's important, and people don't understand that sometimes just little things with love are so important and spread a message of peace in the world. So you have another picture here, good news.
Yeah, that's
Great joy.
That's what Brenda's involved in. That's the Samaritan Child. That's the program, the
Oh, okay.
Shoebox program that
okay.
they advertise. And Brenda's very much involved and has been for a few years. And we're so glad that we can be just a little bit help through some of the finances.
Well, I'm so glad that you were able to come on and share a beautiful story. And are all you booked for this year, or you still have some bookings that you can?
That's up to Alice. I know we
Okay.
have some bookings, but we always have some openings. And if whoever contacts it's Alice, she will be able to tell them whether we have some time and when it would be, and so on.
Well, good luck with your performances, and enjoy.
Thank you very much, Marianne.
Yes, thank you again for being on my show. That was Rick Murza with the Golden Jewels. We'll be right back.